Hello Marvel Rivals fans, this is Life and this is Life Lessons Competitive, where you will learn how to compete in Marvel Rivals. One of the most unique and impactful yet simultaneously most overlooked things about Marvel Rivals is the team up mechanic. As a brand new mechanic to many hero shooter players, it's something that will take some time to get used to. Most times people want to play whatever character they enjoy, which is totally fine. However, it's also a helpful thing to think about what team ups your team might have as well, because those team ups could very well decide the outcome of a match. In today's video, I'm going to go over all the team ups and one useful way that each can be utilized to help improve your games. The first team up is Ragnarok Rebirth. When Hela lands a final hit defeating an enemy, she can instantly resurrect Loki and Thor in the respawn phase, or grant them bonus health if they're still alive. My tip for this team up, when Hela is about to ult, have Thor and Loki be a little bit more aggressive because of the fact Hela is likely to get at least 1 or 2 kills while she's ulting, in which case that'll enable the Thor and the Loki to get the bonus health. Also, in the event that you do die, Hela can respawn you. The second team up is Metallic Chaos. Scarlet Witch can infuse Chaos Energy into Magneto to enchant his greatsword. Upon receiving the Chaos Energy, Magneto can unleash his full force, striking down enemies with his enchanted greatsword. The tip for this team up is to use the greatsword alongside your mag cannon for a nice burst of damage. One thing you can do as Magneto is you can use your mag cannon, shield one of your aggressive allies, and then use your mag cannon relatively soon afterward. And essentially doing that alongside adding the greatsword provides a great burst of damage for Magneto players. Next up, we have Voltaic Union. Thor infuses Thor Force into Storm and Captain America, granting them an electrifying enhancement. With an electrifying enhancement, Storm can unleash a lightning barrage. With an electrifying enhancement, Captain America gains a movement boost, and his shield is imbued with thunder power, electrocuting nearby enemies. The tip for this team up will be to play them in aggressive teams. Realistically speaking, you really want to be in the enemy's face, and so therefore, making sure that the rest of your team is able to follow you into battle would be the best opportunity for you to get the most out of this team up. The next team up is Planet X Pals. Jeff the Land Shark and Rocket Raccoon can ride on Groot's shoulders, receiving damage reduction. The tip for this team up is not to use it too much. Realistically speaking, while it is very enticing to just ride on Groot's back the entire game, you don't want to abuse it too much because of the fact you might not be able to see around yourself as much. You also make yourself a relatively easy target for ultimates and things of that nature. So I would say probably try to play at a good position behind your Groot, as well as in a position where you can see the entire team. And then if you're getting dove by a Spider-Man or Black Panther or Magic or Psylocke, then you can go to Groot's back and receive some damage reduction and safety. The next team up is Symbiote Bond. Venom shares a part of his symbiotes with Spider-Man and Penny Parker, activating their symbiotic abilities. Spider-Man and Penny Parker can convert the symbiotes into explosive spikes that inflict harm on nearby enemies and relentlessly drive them back. The tip for this team up is to use it as a finisher. You don't want to push your target away while you're still trying to do damage. So as a finisher, it's a lot more useful, because if you do this ability and then try to still convert damage off of it, it's going to be a bit harder, just because as a melee character, you want to be as close to your enemy as possible. For Penny Parker, you can use this ability to peel for your supports. If there's a diver on your back line, you can go there and use this ability to push them back basically, as well as do damage during the process. The next team up ability is Gamma Charge. Hulk charges Doctor Strange and Iron Man with gamma radiation. When Doctor Strange uses Maelstrom of Madness, he unleashes excess gamma energy. When Iron Man uses Armor Overdrive, he will initiate a gamma upgrade. The tip for this team up is going to be very straightforward. Just use it how you normally use the abilities. In reality, it's just extra damage, so understand that perhaps the time to eliminate an enemy is going to be reduced a bit due to the extra damage. Next up, we have Ammo Overload. Rocket Raccoon throws an ammo overload device in the target direction. Upon entering the device's range, the Punisher and Winter Soldier receive the buffs of infinite ammo and faster firing. The tip for this team up ability is to punish, no pun intended, positioning. If the Vanguard has a shield, you can instantly break it. If Venom, for example, or a Hulk is coming into your backline, you can use that to basically delete them quicker than they realize it. Definitely use it in those opportunities where you feel like you can get the most impact by punishing somebody's positioning when you have that ability online. The next team up is Limbo Shortcut. When magic is on the field, Black Panther and Psylocke can tap into Limbo to rewind a few seconds back to a previous position. After passing through Limbo, Black Panther and Psylocke will gain bonus health based on missing health. The tip for this team up ability is to be mindful of how long it took you to get to where you are before you use the rewind. One of the worst things that could happen is you use the rewind and then you end up in an even worse spot than the one that you were previously. Next up, we have Lunar Force. Cloak and Dagger can inject light and dark energy into Moon Knight to create a light and dark realm where Moon Knight can become invisible. The tip for this team up would be to try to use it around corners. Also, plan your engagements wisely. Using it around a corner can enable you to basically walk into the bubble without anybody seeing where you came from, and and thus giving you a really good opportunity for some really fast burst damage without them noticing where it came from. Next up, we have Guardian Revival. Adam Warlock enhances the rebirth power of Star-Lord and Mantis, granting them the power of Cocoon Revival. The tip for this team up for Star-Lord is to play aggressively. You have a lot more freedom to pick and choose your engagements when you have that ability to instantly revive yourself. For Mantis, I would say try to save your cooldowns if you're getting dove, just because of the fact maybe you have a sleep that you wanted to use at a really impactful moment, but you're about to go down. Just save the sleep. You can cocoon yourself, come back, and then you'll have that sleep for when you need it most. Next up, we have Chilling Charisma. Luna Snow infuses ice energy into Namor and Jeff the Landshark, who then can tap into ice energy to power up abilities at will. The tip for this team up ability is the knowledge that Namor's ice turret and Jeff the Landshark's ice shot create slowing effects. The turret will slow whoever it hits, and the space that the ice shot lands that Jeff shoots out creates a little bit of a slow field that's visible on the map. So definitely use that to your advantage. Namor is already a great anti-dive character, so it makes him even better. And Jeff can crowd control the enemies to make it easier for his team to disengage as well as engage. Next up, we have allied agents. Hawkeye can share his hunter's sight with Black Widow, enabling her to catch sight of and damage after images of enemies. The tip for this team up is to try to layer these abilities. So for example, when Hawkeye uses his ultimate, save yours till after the Hawkeye ults, or right before. Basically giving yourself an opportunity to, one, pressure the enemy, because when that ultimate is up, most times you don't want to be in line of sight of it. So therefore, you're going to back up a bit. And essentially having that last over the course of two different abilities, being Hawkeye's ultimate and the team up ability with Black Widow, you essentially give your team some space to be able to either one, push up, or two, to defend a site even easier. Next up, we have Atlas Bond. Iron Fist channels the chi of Shou Lao into Luna Snow, transforming her ice power into a chi-infused frosty ring that radiates from her. This ring can launch up enemies with chilling damage and applies a slowing effect, while simultaneously healing her allies. The tip for this team up is, as the Luna Snow player, I would encourage you to try to go closer to your teammates when using this ability, not only because of the fact you want to use it mainly when you're being dived. In the event that you're not being dived, it's just a good ability to have for burst heals. And if you are being dived, being able to both simultaneously knock back the diver as well as giving your team some extra healing is always a plus. Next up, we have ESU alums. Turns out they both went to the same university. Spider-Man gives Squirrel Girl a web bomb. She can launch it to unleash an explosion upon contact with the environment or an enemy, briefly immobilizing and damaging enemies caught in the blast. The tip for this ability is to use it in combination with other powerful abilities. The ability to briefly immobilize someone like a Vanguard or a strategist, enabling your teammates to follow up on that, is incredibly useful. And last but not least, we have Fastball Special. Wolverine and Hulk can interact with each other. Once both parties confirm, Hulk can lift Wolverine and press the key to hurl him forward. The tip for this ability is to use it for Wolverine Vanguard napping missions. One of the great things that Wolverine is good at is taking out Vanguards, not only with his own ability to do damage, but also with his ability to get Vanguards and then use his abilities to drag them into the enemy team. So allowing Wolverine to have that extra mobility that doesn't use up his own cooldowns enables him to essentially get the Vanguard from the enemy team, bring him into your team's backline, and then go back in afterward with his own cooldowns. That has been all the team ups. I hope you learned something. If you enjoyed it, please like, subscribe, all those fun things. And until next time, over to you, Jeff.